I don't know if you've ever been for a job interview before, or if you are in the position where you're actually interviewing someone else to come and work with you or work for the company that you represent. There's a saying in management and leadership circles that you hire for attitude, but you train for skills. A lot of people want to hire for the skills and they avoid or they overlook the attitude that the individual brings to the table. I want us to talk for a few moments about measuring up and the kind of attitude that one should have in a tough situation, in a situation that demands the best of you. And we're looking at that as we consider our theme for the year, Taking New Territory, and looking at the story of the 12 spies as we see it in Numbers chapter 13. My name is Kwame Rubadiri. You are watching CITAM Church Online. If you're familiar with the story in Numbers 13, you know that Moses sent out a representative of each of the 12 tribes to go and spy out the land, to go and do reconnaissance in the land for 40 days. They were to come back and give a report of what they saw, what they found, and they were given specific things to look for. And they actually came back with a pretty good report of what they found. They even brought samples of the food that they found, of some of the fruit that was grown that had to be carried by 2 men. It was so big. And as they reported, as the 10 of the 12 reported to the nation and to Moses, they began to share some of their misgivings, some of their concern. In fact, in the very end of the chapter, they say to the children of Israel, to the nation, because they feel that there's no way we're going to be able to do this. We don't have the capacity. We're the ones who are going to have to pay a heavy price in order to defeat the giants that we have found in the land. And this is what they say at the end of chapter 13 of the book of Numbers. We saw the Nephilim. These are the descendants of Anak, and they came from the Nephilim. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. They had already taken a position or taken an attitude that they were less than able, they were less than capable. In fact, they were less in stature to these great giants that were in control of the land. And yet, Caleb and Joshua, who had never fought giants before, in fact, nobody in the nation of Israel had fought giants before. These two men said, no, we can do this. God is on our side, and we can make this happen. They had an attitude of absolute confidence in God, in the ability that God had entrusted to them, and their military skill. They knew that they could overcome these giants with God's help. And it was that attitude that pleased God. The others may have thought to themselves, well, we don't have training for fighting giants. We're not giant killers. And so they were looking at their skills. They weren't looking at the God who gave them those skills. And I want to encourage you. You might not feel like you measure up. Sometimes people have this so-called imposter syndrome. You don't feel like you fit or that you're worthy to be in a particular situation. If you feel that way, take on the attitude of Caleb and Joshua. And that is, I know that God put me here. No one else could have caused things or worked things out for me to get to this place and to this opportunity in life. And if God put me here, He's going to see me through all the way. Every lesson I need to learn, any skill that I need to build in the process will come over time. And it is because I'm committed to do what God wants me to do and I have the correct attitude, God will help me to measure up and to be just the equal, if not the better, of any giant that lands in the way. So may God speak to you about your attitude. If you have the right attitude, you find yourself in the right place at the right time, the right opportunity, the skills will come and the ability to do what God wants you to do. He will teach you as you humbly obey Him and follow Him. So take on the attitude of Caleb and Joshua. Let's do this because God is with us. God bless you.